Hi there guys, happy Sunday. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about ancient African culture. Then I'm going to be discussing three pieces from that time that I thought were important to talk about today. The first one is the Great Zimbabwe Ruins. Then we're going to be talking about the Kabra Nagas, which is a piece of literature from that time. And lastly, a sculpture from the time. It's a three-headed figure, but I can't pronounce the actual name of the thing. So first going into a piece of architecture that was once great for its time, and that is the Great Zimbabwe Ruins, also known as the stone houses. These ruins have been around since the 11th century, and even today they are still known as the most impressive in ancient Africa. This Iron Age city for their time was quite unique for a few different reasons. One that's particularly interesting to me is the great stone walls around the city. These are especially interesting to me because they served no defensive purpose. There was no protection reason for them. It was mainly just for the extravagance of the rock and the staircases and everything, how it was built was mainly the reason for it. For the sheer elegance of it, I would say. The ruins of Zimbabwe were once a flourishing, thriving city for trade. That was mainly what they were known for. And it is said that they were way ahead of their time. And I think that is why that city is so greatly known today still. They were a cattle-oriented city, and it said that there were anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000 people living in and around the city, because there's three different parts of the city that I will discuss in a later video. Within the city, historians have found many soapstone figures in the form of a bird. It is really important to a lot of African cultures today. I'm not sure why I could not find anything on that one, but it is well known through their time, and it is a great reminder of the glory that this city once had, because they were so extravagant for their time and way ahead of anyone in their time as well, which was really cool. Next, I would like to talk about one of the most famous pieces of literature from ancient Africa, and that is the Kebra Nagast, also known as the Glory of the Kings. This book was written originally around the 14th century, so it's a very old book, actually written in 1321, which is crazy how long it's been around. The only thing about this book, though, is it isn't written exactly as the original due to the many translations done throughout the time. But the main message is still super clear throughout the reading. As much as it's not the same as the original, it's still very clear what it's meant to, what point it's trying to get across for sure. That message that makes this piece so important is that it is a combination of three things. First of all, it's mythical history, it's an allegory, and it's an apocalypse writing. So it has all three of these aspects within it. It is within the story. It mainly talks about the Queen Sheba, King Solomon, and their son Menelek. I don't know how to say his name, to be honest. But there is 117 chapters in the book, which is insane to me. And within each chapter, there is different religious aspects on this story. And that main story is basically just the origin of the King Solomon and his line throughout the Ethiopian time. I don't know, it's a super long book. I've never got to read it myself, but it is a super important book from their time for sure. Lastly, I would like to look at a piece of visual art. That is the three-headed figure that I will show you guys after this video. That is up on my page above, actually, in my discussion. It's much more than it seems, this figure. I chose this figure because it holds a symbolic meaning. It is from the 19th century, and it is from the Liga culture, and it is called this. I'm going to just show you guys. It's Saki Matwentwe. We're just going to go with that one. As you can see, I don't know how to say it. Anyways, it is a man with many heads. This piece of art is commonly known, but not well known, and I think that is because of the lack of information on this object. This three-headed figure represents three aspects of a man. It's equity, wisdom, and discernment. These three things allow for a man to see all sides of a problem or an issue, and thereafter make a good decision on how to solve or handle that problem. These three qualities also allow that man to have knowledge on all the things going on around him, literally having eyes in the back of his head, I would like to say. I think this is such an important piece because it holds such a deep meaning that not only helps us understand men today. But if we could look at people, look at life and people in a different way, as the same ways that legal culture did, and attain these three qualities, we too could understand the problems of life and how to react to them. I think it's a very powerful figure, and it's such a small piece of art. I want to say it was maybe a foot tall, if not smaller than that. So for how small it is and how oddly looking the figure is, it holds such a great meaning behind it, and that's why I chose to discuss that piece of work today. Well, that is it. That is my short video today, guys, on this wonderful Sunday night. Sorry I posted so late, but I will see you guys next week, and I hope to hear some thoughts on today's video.